What up YouTube, DK all day. This is Nate from thriftdweller. Hopefully you're doing well. Today on the channel, Top 3 Tuesday, I'm bringing it back. I was actually inspired to make this topic on the last episode of Ask Thriftdweller Anything that I shot, episode number 5. Given recent events in the world, a lot of people collectively are stressed out. A lot of people are feeling a little bit lost, distressed because of the whole coronavirus outbreak that's happening in Canada. It's starting to the numbers are going up. We're starting it here. Hopefully our containment efforts work. In the meantime, it's my genuine hope that people can kind of find the way through this. I know a lot of people are feeling stressed out, distressed. Some people may feel hopeless or just they feel off center. In reality, those are total normal feelings to have. But I think the important thing is to try to find your way through it. Everybody is a unique creature. Everyone has their own coping mechanisms, and us as retro video gamers, maybe one of our coping mechanisms is to find a little bit of escapism in one of our favorite pastimes, retro video games. I know for myself, even before this whole corona thing, when work was really stressful, I would come home and I would de-stress. Help me accomplish those goals. There were always certain games that I would continuously go back to almost kind of help me find my center and to almost reset my brain to a point where I can just even come home after work and sleep. So today's topic for Top 3 Tuesday that I present to you is, what are the 3 games that you use to recenter yourself, to find your inner peace again, so that you may refresh, relax, rejuvenate, and then face the world again. I found this really funny meme that I want to share with everybody. 2020 be like, every morning I wake up, it's damage report. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, let's get into the list. Even after like a really hardcore gaming session from an intense game like Resident Evil 2, the remake, I remember I would play this game, SimCity, for the Super Nintendo. This is my preferred SimCity because it's the one I grew up with. Overall, it's just a very chill game. What I like to do personally is I like to enter that code, or I can't even remember it off the top of my head. I have to go online to remind myself how to get like $1 million at the beginning of the game, so that way you can just really build your game, right? You don't have to kind of go through the motions of having to balance out your coal plants, try to find your income from the taxes, getting people unhappy and all that. You can bypass all that, just get a lot of money from the jump and try to figure out what the best configuration is to get your metropolis. The music alone in this game is just enough to like reset my brain waves to just get into chill mode. It's kind of fun too, actually, as your city like gets built, the music changes a little bit to a little bit more action. And obviously the biggest, I guess, appeal of these games is that you get to play God in your own made up little world. And I think for some people it kind of helps them find a sense of control in life. I guess all video games find you a sense of control like that, but in a different way. This list is in no particular order, but number 2 on my list, my ultimate nostalgia game, the game that always brings me back to my childhood and reminds me of an era where my mind is full of whimsy and hope, and even when times got tough in real life, this game was my escape. Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. When this game came out, it was revolutionary. It put 32-bit games in its era to shame with how beautiful this game looked on a 16-bit console. It's one of the reasons I always have a Super Nintendo hooked up in the game room. I always have a Super Nintendo hooked up in the game room. This game is just so familiar. It brings me back to sitting on my basement floor in my old house. It brings me back to playing with my sister in the basement while stuff was going on upstairs. This game is actually the home of one of my favorite pieces of video game music of all time, aquatic ambiance and I love that song, and I will always love this game, Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. And the number 1 game that I use to recenter myself, to focus my mind, help me relax, on my list of one of the greatest games of all time. And I think, I don't know if this, I haven't made an official list of my favorite games of all time officially, but this game would be on it. Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. I will never forget the first time I played this game when I got my Switch. And you wake up from the rejuvenation chamber or whatever, and then you step out from the cave, you step onto the step, and then you just look out at the vast expanse that is before you of an unfamiliar world. beautiful. Much like aquatic ambiance, hauntingly beautiful. Empty grasslands, wind blowing in your hair. The real appeal of this game to me is not how large this game is, but it's almost how empty this game is. There are large, vast expanses of just nothing between two, I guess, landmarks that you see. Really almost on a subconscious level promoting that sense of exploration. And no matter how many times I play this game, I always find something new, and I'm slowly unraveling the giant, now I wouldn't even say world, the giant universe that is inside this one game. After work, when I come home, I put on Breath of the Wild and I just walk around sometimes. I love Legend of Zelda music, but I love how sparingly it is used in this game. And it's actually, I think they say it in one of the documentaries I watched, but it is the sound of the world in this game. That is the true soundtrack of Breath of the Wild. A simplistic, elegant masterpiece. That is how I define Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Switch. Let me know in the comments below, or make a response video and we'll feature it on our outlets. What are your top 3 games that you use to recenter yourself, to relax, to chill out in the face of adversity, in the face of stress? And like I said, I don't think this is gonna you're gonna find the game that's gonna change your life, but really what I wanted to do, my original goal, was to spark in your brain, at least not to focus on the problem, but to focus maybe on a potential solution and try to think your way out of a problem. Don't take any advice from me. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just Kuya Nate. And Kuya Nate cares about you. DK all day. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Be safe. Be safe.